Welcome to our second episode in the series of Housing Awareness Week. Now today I'm going to be looking at how to look for a house. Now I'm stood in a typical Guildford street where you'd expect to find lots of student houses. The only question is, how do I know which ones are up for rent for students? Now I could just walk along the street and try and find out which ones are up for rent, but I might not have a lot of success. So I've investigated ways that you can find a house. So where do University of Surrey students search for their accommodation?
Gumtree, on the website Gumtree.
We went through the university, they sent out a list before, but we got loads of numbers from third years about where they were living, but it was through the university anyway. So.
Okay, what we would advise students to do is to go to our website and click on the student pad icon, and through student pad students will be able to look at property managed houses from the 8th, but also all of the other private sector properties that we have available to advertise from the 15th. There are a lot of different properties on there, many different locations and prices. There are also on our website some other icons that can be clicked on to look at other advertisers. There are agents in the town. There's also the local newspaper to look in as well. And we would suggest that students make comparison between all of those if they should wish to. But equally, if they hone down on the property that's right for them, the thing to do next is to contact the landlord, contact the agent, go and look at the property, take a very careful look at it, and make sure that it really does suit their needs as a group.
Psychedelic party es buena sensación. Psychedelic party, eso sí es el sol. Psychedelic party.
There are about 100 properties that the university actually manages. We list them, we let them out to students, and we look after the full range of management, including the maintenance and also any of the landlord and procedural contract and contractual aspects as well. So we would partner the students right the way through their renting period with us, and we obviously respond very quickly to any issues that might arise, and we like to think that our rents are very competitive compared to the rest of the private sector. What we actually do during Housing Awareness Week is to give students the opportunity to apply as a group for the houses. The deadline for that application is Wednesday. On Thursday we use a ballot process to pick out 2 groups for each house. They then have the opportunity to view the house over the forthcoming weekend. The first choice group has the first take on the house. If they decide not to, but the second group would like to take it, they have the opportunity. If the house is either rejected or just one group picks, at least the group that don't get the house know that they need to look at the private sector from the 15th.
Right, well I'm joined by Simon, who is a landlord who rents out to University of Surrey students. Simon, I understand you have 8 houses in Guildford. I was wondering whether you could give us a little bit of an insight into the way landlords think. So what's important for you when it comes to tenants?
Well, there are several things really, I suppose, to watch out for. It's always useful. I tend to find, because my houses are mainly 5 bedrooms, that that groups of students want to come together, but quite often they won't necessarily all come at the same time, and of course that can cause a delay. So if, for example, it's a 5-bedroom house and only 3 of them can come on a viewing, then either they have to make a decision on behalf of the ones who aren't there, or they have to come back again. So it's always best to go en masse to a viewing, with a view to everybody being there.
Yeah, so it's important for everybody from the group to go and view the house.
It's not always possible, because quite often these things are arranged short notice, and sometimes it's just not.
Yeah, or at least the people who aren't going should be able to trust the others to make a decision for them.
If possible. I mean, it just depends how urgently they want to get things done, because obviously houses do disappear quite quickly if they're attractive.
And that concludes our second episode in the series of Housing Awareness Week. Join me again on Friday, where I'll be discussing the traps that you should avoid when it comes to student housing.